gorgeous sewing lovers, welcome back to Sewing Inspo. Today we're talking about a super useful and decorative sewing technique. This is top stitching by hand in 5 steps. Top stitching isn't just for looks, it also reinforces seams and gives your sewing projects that professional touch. Ready to learn how to do it by hand? Let's dive in. First of all, we need to know, what does a top stitch look like? A top stitch is a visible row of stitches on the outside of your fabric. You'll often see it on jeans, jackets, and bags, where it adds a stylish, decorative touch while also making seams stronger. Unlike regular stitches that stay hidden, top stitches are meant to stand out. They're usually straight and neat, and sometimes even done in a contrasting thread color for extra flair. Now let's start the top stitching by your hand in just 5 steps. Step 1. Mark for top stitching. Before we start sewing, we need to mark where the top stitch will go. Grab a fabric marker or chalk and draw a guideline along the area you want to stitch. Keeping your stitches straight is the key to a professional look. Pro tip: use an iron to gently press the fabric 1/4 inch toward the wrong side along the edge. This will help guide your stitches perfectly. Step 2. Bring the needle through the back side. Now it's time to thread your needle. Tie a small knot at the end of your thread and bring the needle up through the wrong side of the fabric to the right side. Keep it about 1/4 inch from the edge. Grandma tip: make sure the knot stays secure so it doesn't slip through. Step 3. Start stitching from the back. Now let's start stitching. Use a running stitch or back stitch to sew along your marked line. Keep your stitches even for a neat and polished look. What's the perfect stitch length? About 3 mm for regular fabrics. For thicker fabrics like denim, go for 3.5 mm to 4 mm. Step 4. Backtrack a bit to where your stitch should start. Want your top stitch to look extra smooth? Here's a trick. After making your first stitch, bring the needle up about 1 stitch length to the right of your first stitch. Then push the needle back down through the second hole of your first stitch. This technique helps create a more seamless and balanced stitch, just like professional sewing. Step 5. Finishing touch of top stitch. Since top stitching is mostly decorative, we don't want to add bulk by back stitching at the end. Instead, try these finishing tricks. Pull the thread to the back and tie a small knot. Use shorter stitches at the start and end to lock the thread. Press your stitch with an iron to set it in place. Just make sure to press up and down instead of sliding the iron. Bonus tip: if you're using contrasting thread, test your stitch on scrap fabric first to make sure it looks just right. And that's it. You just learned how to hand sew a top stitch like a pro. Did you find this tutorial helpful? Let me know in the comments. Also, tell me, what's your favorite sewing technique? I'd love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Sewing Inspo for more fun and easy sewing tutorials. Hit that notification bell so you never miss a new video. Happy sewing, and I'll see you in the next one.